We're just living in a simulation, obviously. It seems crazy. We're in good guy summer. All the good guys are winning bracelets. Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
It's the PokerNews Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 991 of the PokerNews Podcast. I am Chad Holloway, joined by Ben Ludlow and Mike Holtz at Level 9 Studio in Las Vegas. We are at the end of the 2026 World Series of Poker, at least for a few weeks, because the main event final table has been reached. We'll now go on a hiatus and return in early August. Gentlemen, that's what this episode is going to be about, is the main event final table, maybe a few other odds and ends. We're going to get into the final day of play when it played down from 21 to 9. We lost some big names. We're going to get into the individuals at the final table. But first impressions about this year's final table.
Man, what a chip lead. I think we've seen a few chip leads like this before. You probably know off the top of your head better than me, but given kind of the players that were left and the distribution of things, I did not expect to lose. I mean, I feel like every year in the main, it's sort of with like 22 people left. There's like 18 people we all know, and it's like, oh my God, this could be the best final table ever. And then we lose some of the biggest ones. You know, we lost Dylan Smith, Sean Deeb, Hossein Ensan, a lot of big names, which is disappointing. But man, Lucas Jamelon has all the goddamn chips. 35% coming into a 9-handed final table in anything is crazy, let alone the main event. So
yeah, it's a dream. It's the dream spot of all dream spots. So he'll win that tournament like 38% of the time, 40% of the time.
It's crazy.
It's an insane amount of time to be able to say I'm going to win the main event when there's still 9 people left. It's funny because Lucas Jamelon is good friends with a lot of my good friends.
Big Red,
friend of the show.
Connor Woodland, Patrick Plott. It's pretty interesting how. We're just living in a simulation, obviously. It seems crazy. We're in good guy summer. All the good guys are winning bracelets. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. What's going on? This is wild.
Congrats to all the good guys.
I mean, Maurice almost won another one. He finished third.
Good guy summer.
He did finish third. So let's talk about that real fast.
Sure.
I know. We get the clicks with the Maurice stuff, but you were saying something about a lawyer thing, or
yeah. So you might remember that I had an interview before the summer with Rogan Chabra. He is the lawyer for Randy Garcia, who's been filing the liens against Maurice Hawkins. He spent hours and hours in disposition, deposing Maurice. And it's very contentious, how Maurice has interacted with us. Imagine him with a lawyer who's after him, right? They both went deep in the 3K mid-stakes championship. They were at the same table when it got down to the final 2 tables. I don't know if they ended up clashing, playing big pots together. I know Rogan Chabra ended up busting, I think, an 18th, not to Maurice. Maurice ended up going to finish third for $450,000. So, I mean, Maurice had a good summer.
Really good summer.
Fantastic summer.
Not going to look good in bankruptcy court, I'll tell you that much.
Not going to look great in bankruptcy. Also, just hilarious that he was at the same table with the lawyer and Holtz. It's just like, couldn't script it any better.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to, let me see real quick. The winner of that one was the 4th female this summer to win an open event.
Pretty sick.
Which is cool stuff.
Yeah, which is...
There wasn't an open winner for several years before that, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Single mom Yanting Jiang took it down for $1.1 million. That's pretty good payout for a 3K.
I was going to say, not just, winning an open event, winning like one of the biggest open events of the summer. Yeah. The 3K is pretty sick. 3,668
runners in that one. Punat Punsri finished 6th in that. And shout out to him, because he's going to be a guest on a future episode of the PokerNews Podcast. I've already interviewed him here at the World Series of Poker. We're going to save it for a little bit. But him and Danny Tang. So we kind of have a Triton Asia-focused episode coming up. Shout out to Michael Rocco and Roberto Romanello, both at that final table as well.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Rocco back from the farm. Yeah, I mean, he won
literally.
He had a crazy year last year. It was like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go farm. And then came back for like 2 events and did that. So pretty good.
I had a really interesting conversation with Michael Rocco. He probably doesn't even remember. It was a couple years ago. It was in a group chat for somebody else's WSOP staking thing. So we all bought a piece, and he was somebody who bought a piece, and we were talking about a hand, and I anecdotally had said a hand that I played earlier, and Michael, and I was explaining why what I did was so good. Michael Rocco tore it apart. He was like, it's so bad what you did, et cetera, et cetera. And the way he thought about it, at first I was like, what are you joking? But the way that he thought about the hand and the way that he thought about future streets and everything, it made me just realize like, oh, wow. Like this guy's, what he said was so smart. So I just want to say shout out Michael Rocco. That guy's a genius.
He like, I feel it, I heard some story, and I'm going to get maybe a detail or two wrong of this, where he like escaped to Spain by himself and like went to live on an island and to just like be one with the solver and get in shape.
Oh no, that makes sense.
He like abandoned all of his friends and family and like escaped for a year and just like got super ripped and learned how to use GTO Wizard.
I gotta tell you, there is something about this final table that has been inspiring to me in a two-front way. So you just mentioned like solvers, right? I've never really gotten into the solver streets. Of course, I'm familiar with them just being in the poker industry, but I've never actually put in the work. So you have a guy at the final table with the chip lead, 22 years old. He is in those streets. He's been putting in the work by all accounts from his friends. Seems like a really good dude, stand-up guy. Like you said, he's friends with a lot of your friends. I know Brandon Sunshine is over there. He's a friend of mine. Like this is a kid who you want to root for. He's been putting in the work, and that's the part of the equation for me is like, maybe I need to get in these streets a little bit more, even though I'm almost twice his age. But the other part along those lines then is Greg Mueller, who's also at the final table.
Not in those streets.
Greg FBT, full blown tilt. He did a video with Poker Go that I want to show here real quick that really talks about how he kind of got burnt out on poker, and this main event run has re-inspired him a bit. Check it out.
Obviously, my goal is to win the main event. Next goal is to get to the final table. But regardless of what happens, I can be proud of myself because I started doubting myself because of the lack of effort and lost enthusiasm I had for the game. And when you don't enjoy something, it's very difficult to be good at it. You know, like I said, conversation with a couple good buddies, and they're like, what are you doing here then? It made me realize, don't come if you're not going to try. So you know what? Okay, the main, it's not over. I'm gonna go for it in the main. And I would say, based on my focus, my time, my composure, my success, I've been all in once for my tournament life. I'm gonna walk away no matter what I finish, knowing that I can still play the game of poker. That makes me proud regardless of what I do. You know, I kind of lost my identity in the poker world, so to say, because I just had that attitude of not wanting to be there. And like I said, whether you're an actor, an athlete, a pizza driver, a painter, a musician, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to be good. It actually got a bit heated with a buddy and I where he was giving me some tough love and said, hey, FBT, like, if you don't want to be here, then fly home. But stop putting in these half efforts and burning money and leaving, and you know. And so, like I said, it's I'm thrilled to be where I'm at. My next goal is to get through the day and then make the final table.
So there you have it. Very powerful stuff from Greg Mueller. And that's the other part of it for me, because I related to that. You know, as I'm in my early 40s, I used to play a lot more than I do. And I found that for a little while there, I really wasn't enjoying being there. And so to see him kind of recapture that, it gives me some motivation. And then, like I said, combine it with Lucas and his perspective. It just kind of is motivating for me to be like, you know what? Before next year's WSOP, let me put in some work.
Yeah, you got to put in that work, Chadwick. But I think anyone who's been around this game for a long time, and especially anyone who's grinded the World Series multiple years in and out, or, you know, grinded outside of the World Series and kind of like put any significant time into regularly playing tournaments, if you don't get burnt out, then you're a robot. So, I mean, I very much resonated with anyone who's kind of been through the grind before of, you have to enjoy the journey and the process so much. Like, it's so easy to stay motivated and feel great about poker when you're killing it. But if you're ever in a downswing, it's not easy, you know? And if you're not enjoying kind of like the day-to-day grind while you're going through that kind of, you know, lack of success or whatever it is, it's so easy to get burnt out. So nothing to reinvigorate you like a deep main event run and winning over $1 million. I mean, sure. But yeah, no, good for him. And obviously, Mueller's a legend and has many bracelets, and I feel like we've seen less and less of him over the last, I don't want to say decade, but maybe 5 or 7 years. So he's a great character, and I think is a good addition to this FT for sure.
Speaking of bracelets, interesting fact about the final table. So there are 7 bracelets represented. They are all between Greg Mueller, who has 3, and Michael Gagliano, Gags, who has 4 of them.
Gags has 4 bracelets.
He has 4 bracelets.
Wow, I did not know that.
Where's bracelets in?
I don't know. I know one of them's online for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know the others.
I knew he had
off the
at
top
least
of my
1
head.
or 2 online, but
How long has he been playing for?
I mean, I can
longer
check
than
your.
you.
Did you battle him in the online streets back in the day?
I must have. I don't know. I was thinking about somebody asked me what his screen name was. I was like, I don't know. And I feel like somebody's gonna tell me screen name. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah,
I think it was just Gags 30.
That's what I thought too.
Most.
We played in like 2021 and stuff, but I'm wondering like what it is recently or.
So he's got almost 2.3 million in lifetime earnings, not including the main event score. He's going to get at least another $1 million for that, and that's dating back to 2008. And this is live, according to the Hendon Mob. So I don't know when he started playing online and that kind of stuff. So
also, none of my Hendon Mob results from the summer are on the Hendon Mob, so somebody get on that. Whoever's listening.
Speaking of Gags in FBT, so they account for all the bracelets there. They also, of all the WSOP final tables, there's 27 represented. They account for 26 of them, not including this main event, right? I'm talking about everybody who's made the final table right now. None of them, aside from Rami Hamoud, has made a final table.
Wait, they have 27 final tables.
Between them. 26 of the 27 between them.
And they have 7 bracelets total?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good fucking ratio of bracelets to final tables.
The career earnings of the combined final table right now is $4.8 million. And of that, combined Mueller and Gags have 4.3 of it. So only $500,000 is represented from the other people at the final table.
What is going on here?
That's nuts.
We dove in some stats.
What are Mueller's bracelets in and the exact amount of money that he's earned for each one, followed by the same thing for Michael Gags.
I mean, let me tell you, I have this handy because I knew you were going to ask this question. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I can tell you Greg Mueller has $3.5 million in lifetime earnings, according to the Hendon Mob. This is
so the math's not mathing.
Dating back to
math's not fucking mathing. See, that's why.
Why is it not mathing?
You said 4.8. You guys said like 4.3 total, and you said 2.3 for Gags and 3.5.
Not of just bracelet winners. Yeah. So he's got 3.5 million.
You said 4.8 earnings in the whole final table.
I'm assuming WSOP earnings.
Oh, okay.
WSOP
to not
earnings.
WPT. Okay, we're going Hendon Mob to WSOP. There's a cross.
Yeah. Sorry.
There's a bang,
I mean, if I confuse you guys, I probably confuse the audience.
Mike's here to just call out stats today. We'll edit this.
Well, let's get into some other fun things about the main event final table.
Fuck.
All right. So for the sixth straight year, there are more international players than American players.
Yep.
There's five international players, 4 Americans. Do you know the countries that are represented off the top of your head?
France.
France is 1. Mario Bus.
Mm-hmm. I want to say
Bosnia Herzegovina.
Nope.
Spain.
Nope. Canada has 2.
Why are you? Oh,
Rami Hamoud and Greg Mueller.
Oh wait, I know the next one.
Go ahead.
America.
Well, the USA's. Silence is the killer of a podcast.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
You said you knew the next one.
I was going to make up a funny country, but I'm too sleep deprived.
Finland.
Chad. Is it Chad?
Nope. Finland. Lori Saskalati. I'm sure I butchered that. In Cyprus. Ivagoras. Evagoru.
Yeah, Cyprus. Okay.
Ivagoras is the first player from Cyprus to ever reach the main event final table. They've only ever had one player finish in the top 100 before. That was Charis Anastasio, 92nd in 2007. I mean, very obscure facts, but this is what Robert Jen does. He digs deep.
Poor Malcolm Trayner, by the way. He might have been the best player left with 10 for sure. And I mean, I know he made a hero call kind of like, I think with 13 or 14 left that he lost a lot of his stack, but he was 1 of 15. He was a chip leader coming today. This kid had won the Aussie Millions already this year, had several million in earnings, has been absolutely crushing it. And I just had some blind versus blind spots to put ICM pressure on. And Ivagoru, our friend from Cyprus, called a 14 big blind open shove from the small blind with King 7 suited, which that's, in this spot. I think Trayner was surprised he called, but it's probably a call, And
what did Trayner have?
Queen 8-0.
I mean, when Trayner came into...
I mean, this is to go out 10th. He's putting pressure on blind versus blind.
No, Trayner's supposed to jam.
Yeah.
Like some percentage of the time for sure.
Trayner came into day 7, the chip leader among the final 21. He had 105 big blinds. Rami Hamoud was second with 69 bigs. He ends up busting in 10th place. Played some big hands along the way. I mean, is it a surprise? Is it disappointing?
Both, I would say. I'm surprised. I thought he played really well, and then I thought he really, I thought he butchered the hand with the queens. I thought that was a really bad call on the river, unfortunately. But I think he played so well the rest of the time to accumulate the chips that, I mean, it's obviously like a net, a net zero. But I would have liked to see him at the final table. Yeah. I think it would have added a little bit more of an element of like a high level professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're mentioning a hand with queens. This was a big one. Trayner versus Lucas, who has the chip lead. I mean, this was one of the determining hands without a doubt. It was 4 ace jack, 8-4, and it was Trayner with pocket queens. It was Lucas with pocket jacks for a full house, bets big on the river, and got paid off. So you're talking about him paying it off and making the call with queens on the river.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
And there was another big one that people might not remember about Lucas. How do you pronounce it?
Jumelon.
He and Will Givens.
Oh, yeah, that day. Blind versus blind. I mean, I meant to bring that up when we talked about it. There's another person who we lost, Will Givens. We've been talking about him for weeks. Him at the final table would have obviously been electric. But it was 100 big blind pot, blind versus blind, Givens ace queen versus Jumelon's ace 10, and the flop just comes 10-10-6.
Sad to see Will Givens go. I will argue that it was sad to see a lot of people go on that final day in terms of storylines, right? So Dylan Smith, first to go.
Dylan Smith is, I think, people don't know. If you know, you know kind of thing in poker. But Dylan Smith, first of all, one of the nicest, kindest dudes I've ever met in poker. Just like so humble, just goes about his business. I mean, maybe one of the best, I think in 4 or 5 years, we're going to be talking about him as one of the best all-around players in the game. Could play every no-limit high roller, plays the 50K, incredible mixed player, wins all the PLO high rollers in Florida. He's a Florida guy, part of that crew with Jake Schwartz, Jerry, all those guys, Carlin. Incredible run. He was short for 6 days, I feel like. So he was just showed survival. Off that, incredible work.
He won a bracelet earlier this summer, right? He was first.
No, he won it last summer. In the 10K dealer's choice, I believe.
No, didn't he beat Matt Vangren heads up this summer for a bracelet?
You're right. In the mixed big bet. I'm sorry. You're right. He got second in the 10K dealer's choice last summer, won the big bet this summer. You're right.
Yeah, no, I know because I had a large portion of Matt Vangren, so I was disappointed.
Then bowing out right after, Todd Brunson, Poker Hall of Famer, Doyle's son.
So crazy he made it deep.
Yeah, but it looked like he was going to be destined for the final table because early on, he got it in with ace-king against kings, against queens.
Yep.
I think Trayner had the queens, Gags had the kings. He hits an ace on the river to triple up.
Yeah.
And then he ends up bowing out in 20th because he gets his aces cracked on the river.
I thought it was crazy that Todd Brunson yelled for Barry Greenstein right before the ace hit on the river. That was sick.
Did he really?
No.
I was going to say
that's
there's a meme out there of of Todd when he hit the ace and Todd when he had his aces cracked, and it's the same picture because he doesn't emote. Yeah.
Someone at the table got him to yell and cheer, but they were egging him on, I feel like, at some point to do it. So
I would have liked to seen it. He's a legend, obviously, a Poker Hall of Famer, the whole Brunson bloodline.
Yeah.
That would have been a good story. Then we mentioned Will Givens. He was one of the stars, if you will, from the main event in terms of the coverage he was getting, the sound bites. He was a character. But obviously, he fell just short. Francis Romain Lewis was another pro I recognized.
Romain Lewis he's one of the best on the players in the world, too. I mean, he's absolute crusher online and in Europe and does everything. Yeah, I mean, with 27 left, with 3 tables left, and I mean, this is no hate to the final table at all because you make it, it's impressive, and there's always great stories, no matter who makes it. But we could have handpicked an insane final table. And I mean, I mentioned this earlier in the episode. This is every year, obviously. You get down to the final 27, Brock Wilson, another one.
Right next,
Deeb,
16th, 15th.
Yeah, I don't mean to, sorry. No, we're going to get there. But there was so many incredible people instead, this is what's so cool about the main is that we get to someone like Brock is finally getting his flowers and deserved more, but
I mean, you mentioned it, a couple of the big names, Brock Wilson, Sean Deeb, obviously player of the year. He's going for it. He just jumped into the $300 Gladiator after he busted the main.
Yeah, of course.
He is a machine. Like you kind of mentioned earlier, like if you don't get burnt out or something, you're a machine. Like Deeb is just on the grind.
Yeah, he is the machine. He's insane. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Sean is he's a good character and I'm a fan, but like this whole, everyone's interviewing about like, oh wow, it's so great for you to go in the, deep in the main. Like you love Player of the Year, you love the World Series more than anyone. He's like, yeah, I'm pissed. I'm still in the main. I want to go play.
That's the corniest shit
I was like,
I've
come
ever
on,
seen.
man. Like get it. We all know what you're saying is that like, oh, this is keeping me from playing other events in POI. Guess what? Winning the main is the best way to win POI.
I think that's one
it's
of
like 2,000 POI points. You're going to double your points or whatever. And it just is, it was corny is the right word.
I think
me
it's like just like in really, really bad taste.
Agreed.
To do that. It's shitting on everyone else. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you just won a $500,000. It's like be happy and represent the game well. You're one of the people who are in the limelight. You're at the forefront of everything.
Yeah. This cool kids club that does this shit sometimes.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
I really don't.
like-
It's a bad character trait to have. Just be
Agreed.
humble and just I don't know.
I don't disagree with you guys. I think a good example of somebody who is humble and does a good job of being kind of an ambassador and overall is Hossein Ensan.
Oh man.
He won
He's
the main
the
event
man, dude.
Yeah, in 2019. Looked like he was going to make a
So
run at
awesome.
it this time, finishes in 13th place, but that to me was like if you said you could handpick anybody.
Yeah.
Once it got down to like 50 players, he would have been my handpick. Like I want to see a former main event
100%.
champ going for it again.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, we had our feature table on day 2 of the main event where he joined the table, and it was with Disco Dave and Jimmy D'Ambrosia, Craig Varnell,
That's
Mike
right,
Dentale. It was just like the who's who. And so we had a fantastic table, and I've talked about it on the show. It's the best table I've ever been at in my life by many miles. I can't imagine a better thing. And I know that ESPN is going to be featuring quite a bit of that footage because we had some stuff that didn't get aired that is just legendary. But Ensan is, how do I pronounce his first name?
Hossein Ensan.
Hossein. I got this. So Hossein is sick. He's the coolest guy of all time. We have a group chat now called the GTOE, greatest table on earth. And we have this group chat where we've been rooting him on, and it's just been fantastic. And I'll send you some screenshots so you can pop them up on the thing here. But just an awesome guy, and it's just been a great time. We all were rooting on him so hard to make the final table, and unfortunately, he got coolered so bad.
Yeah, I did a picture with Hossein a couple weeks ago in the series. And every time I've interacted with him, he's just always smiles. He's bringing positive energy. He treats you like you're the superstar, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good quality to have. Let me show this video quick of the final table. Poker News was there doing interviews with all of the finalists right after they bagged. Put together a compilation video. It's about 6 minutes long, but I'm going to show it all because it really gives you a glimpse into these players and their personalities. Check it out.
Well, congratulations. You just made the World Series of Poker Main Event Final table. What's going through your mind right now?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm pretty tired. I've just played poker for however many days now. I've been saying for many days that it feels like Groundhog Day. Like, the more people that bust, it just feels like the number just doesn't go down. And my friend asked me, like, I think there were like 100 or 80 people left, and he's like, I don't know, you're pretty deep. Like, when are you going to be happy? Like, when are you going to think that you're deep in this tournament? And I said, well, when there's 9 left, we can, I'll feel like it's finally done. And so now I feel like there's 9 left, so I can finally am deep, I guess. So
Like, it's surreal. I keep asking, am I dreaming here? Like, it's crazy.
It still hasn't sunk in, and I don't know if it ever will. It's just a surreal experience, and I know this may never come around again, and I'm just soaking it all in, and it's really incredible.
I can't wait to just go and call all my friends that have been watching. They have a watch party right now. I want to contact them. I want to contact my parents, my partner. I just want to speak with them and celebrate this with them.
It's a dream comes true. Yeah, I was dreaming this moment, and this is although this is my first main event that I played, and it's a great feeling. I feel so happy.
I'm numb. I mean, I'm completely numb. I'm sure it will hit me at some point, but I just keep feeling like I'm going to wake up from a dream, and it hasn't set in at all.
On that dinner break, it's kind of just like accepting, okay, if I die, I die. And that King 6 versus the Jack 8 hand, that was the first time I was all in for my life, actually, this tournament, which is pretty crazy. But from then on, once I had 20 blinds and some breathing room, I was pretty confident.
I don't have any answer. I don't know. I feel nothing. I have to sleep, to get some rest, fly home, and then I come back for the final table.
I feel surprisingly relaxed. I don't have any super big emotions. I mean, obviously I'm extremely happy, but there is, let's say, no big wave of emotions still going on. Maybe it will hit me a little bit later, but yeah, I feel happy.
Have you had people on the rail supporting you? Who's here for you?
Yeah, for sure. I got to shout out Daniel Negreanu. He's been here all day and the last couple of days, like poking in and out. I got a bunch of friends that have been watching. My wife and kids at home have been sweating super hard. She said to me that they watched poker all day yesterday, and she never thought like it would be so much fun just watching poker all day with the kids who basically know nothing about the game. But they had a blast.
Anytime I get down, having them there is just, it's actually incredible. All the support, all the love from here, from back home, and from like all of the messages that I've gotten is just tremendous. And I've been trying to respond to them all, but there's a lot, and I love everybody, and I'm so grateful.
The money is obviously life-changing. It's incredible, but to be able to experience it with all the people that I love and care about here with me, and watching them scream when I win a pot, like it doesn't get any better than that. It's really as good as it gets.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. I feel like I have the support of the city. But look, listen, at the end of the day, we're just playing cards, man. You know, it's just cards. But still, regardless, it's cool to have all the support.
All my friends, everybody, like this flip 10s against Ace King. Without them, I don't know how to handle some emotions without them.
Family, friends, colleagues, supporting very much and living this moment together with me. So it's been fun for me and probably fun for them as well. Yeah.
You've actually got some time off before the 9-handed final table plays. What are you going to do in that time? Are you going to be relaxing, partying, studying?
I mean, I'm definitely going to relax a bit. I'm pretty burnt out just from playing day in and day out.
I want to get some sleep. You know, this tournament, it's 8 days of playing 12 hours and sleeping for 4 every day. I'm pretty beat, so I want to catch up on some sleep and rest, go home, see my kids, and I'll probably figure out a way to get myself prepared in whatever capacity that entails.
I have some plans. I don't really want to give away too much, obviously, because I'm sure there will be some tape reviewed. So
I'll have to go back home for a few days. I have to sort some business there and bring my family also here with me on beginning of August. I'll be back.
Flying home tomorrow, and my trainer's moving in with me, and I drop about 20 LBs for TV.
Thankfully, I am surrounded by poker players that are significantly better than me from a technical ICM point of view. So I'm definitely going to leverage their help, and just take it from there.
Actually, it's funny because I had basically after WSOP, I was just going to one way to Europe and probably spend like the rest of my year abroad playing EPTs or like whatever, different, just traveling around. But now it's cut short. My one way is I'm gonna have to book a return.
I'm gonna be on vacation with my family, so we will be starting here in Vegas. Then we'll head over to San Diego, do a little bit of Disneyland, Beverly Hills. Originally, the plan was to fly back to Europe, I think, on the 25th. But yeah, looks like we will stay here then, because it doesn't make sense to go back for just 1 week. So I'll have to figure out what we will do. But
I will just sleep and go to the gym.
Yes.
And for sure, study the table. Yeah, for sure.
So there you have it, a look at this year's final table. We will, of course, have more content. We're going to have individual profiles and features for every player. We'll talk about them more as the weeks progress, heading to that final table. But as it stands right now, the day after the final table has been set, what's your guys' prediction on how this thing ultimately plays out? Obviously, Lucas Jumelan is a big favorite with that chip lead right now. He's got the skills to close it out. But do you think that's how it will play out, or what are you guys thinking?
I think, as Mike said, there's a big percentage of the time with a chip lead like this and an experience. Well, I don't know about experienced player. He's very young, but a very skilled player and has enough experience is going to win it. My prediction is not necessarily that he's going to win, but that he's going to make a run and kind of double up as Han Feng. He's, I think he was GPI Mid-Stakes Player of the Year or something like that a couple years ago. Plays everything. He is a true circuit grinder, one of the guys you see at every single stop. And he played great. He just had a few spots where he lost an enormous flip to have 50 bigs. He had Ace King versus Queens, with 10 left to double up.
That was
one of the guys.
Mueller, right?
I think it was against Scheibel.
Oh, Scheibel, okay.
Yeah, I think it was against Scheibel. And that, he would have bagged 50 bigs for whatever 2 weeks from now. But he's super experienced. He was not afraid to play 10-handed. He took some spots. Unfortunately, it didn't work out and he lost some chips. But my prediction is that he makes a run and gets a podium spot.
Yeah. I actually like that. It was kind of in the back of my head. If anybody's going to spin, he would be my odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
But
he knows
Mike,
what he's doing.
What about you? Any prediction
that was the front of my head actually as well. Not even the bag, but the front.
Wow.
I actually agree. Yeah, no, that's my prediction as well. Mid-major player of the year. Basically took the words out of my mouth. Not the only thing you've taken out of my mouth. It's that seems very likely. Lucas is going to crush this final table. That is my prediction. I think he's going to spend this next 2 weeks studying. I think he's going to hit up Brock Wilson and get a bunch of coaching on final table dominance, and then he's going to execute. That's what I would do if I were him. I would definitely hit up Brock Wilson or someone similar to help me prepare for the final table in depth. And I think that's
Yeah, if you could pick anyone to help you prepare for a main event FT, who are you picking?
Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Okay, besides that.
Chris Ferguson.
Oh, wow.
He's won before. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's true.
Robbie J. Lou.
I think that's what is going to happen as well. I think Lucas is going to come in. He's going to apply a lot of pressure. But as what the famous Evander Holyfield or Mike Tyson had the quote of everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Mike Tyson,
right?
Yeah, but Big Red Hayden Hetland's standing right behind him. So you try to punch my boy Lucas in the face. Hayden's coming through that 1-2 buckle my shoe.
Here's my thinking is he's going to come in. He's going to play that game plan. If he executes, he might coast to the end.
Yeah.
But if you get somebody who punches him in the face, stands up to him, that could rattle that plan a little bit. And I think if that happens, that player might be Greg Mueller, right? I think Greg is, a seasoned pro here. I think he is going to shoot the moon. He's not going to worry about, so if you look at the payouts, everybody's guaranteed $1 million. The next is $250,000 more, 1.25, and then it's $250,000 increments up till sixth place.
Yeah, it's sort of almost like a reverse ICM scenario now, where it's it's so important to make the final table, right? It changes your life. There's a level of kind of life equity that you get from that beyond the money. That's just so important from the difference between 11th and 9th, not just the money. But then when you get there, not only you see that the pay jumps are kind of pretty shallow until you get to the top. I think the pay jump between 5th and 6th and 4th and 5th is the same. It's $250K. Now it's this is the only opportunity you ever have to play for $10 million in a 10K tournament. There is no the giving yourself the opportunity to win 10 million versus just get an extra million is you got to just go for it. It's sort of don't worry about busting 9th. Go for it. And like you said, Mueller's not going to care about that, and he's going to know. So I think that's another good prediction.
That's going to be my prediction is either Mueller is out in 8th or 9th, despite starting the final table 4th in chips with 32 bigs, or he's going to be heads up, likely with Lucas Jumelin, and they go at it, which would be kind of poetic in that, I don't know if you guys seen the last day of play, Lucas's rail, which included Hayden, Big Red, they were cheering for Greg Mueller even.
Yeah. And Mueller was, Lucas had an incredible rail, and everyone was they would lose hands. They're yo, your boy just won a hand. Come on, cheer for him. Oh shit, I was drinking. I didn't notice, my bad.
Obviously, things could play out any which way. I'm looking forward to getting to know all these players better with this break that allows the media to dive into it. I've heard ESPN is going to send camera crews to all their hometowns and really get to interview them, get a glimpse into their life, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And despite a lot of the big names we lost in that final day, I'm actually quite excited about this final table. And Excited to see how it plays out. I'll be there in person. I'm sure you guys will probably come over and check it out.
I'll be around for sure. I'm excited that all this stuff is back on ESPN. You know, now that the dust has settled and we've kind of gotten through, you know, where is it on the app and all this stuff, and it's going to be on ESPN for real. Having the edited episodes on ESPN and coming out not too long after, I feel like in years past there's been a huge gap between like it finishing and the edited episodes coming out. They're going to start coming out in August on ESPN. I think that's something that's very palatable and easy to consume for a lot of people and will almost feel nostalgic, I think, for a lot of people, where it's like, oh, this is just like when I watched 20 years ago. And if they're going to, you know, go do the hometown visits and things like that and really build up this in between, you know, allow the storylines to build, it could be really a great, invigorating thing for televised poker. So I'm very positive about it, and I think
I hope they use some of the old sound bites and graphics, and you know,
they have been but
like I want the old
what
like
was
grainy.
Well, I'll just probably have our editor put it in so they can hear it.
Yeah,
you don't have to hear you guys trying to do it.
No,
shut your mouth, Chad Holloway. It's
That's going to do it for this episode. Of course, the PokerNews Podcast wouldn't make it to 1,000 episodes if it wasn't for you guys and sponsors like PokerStars exclusively on FanDuel and Think Jerky.
Don't you dare eat Jack Links.
Think big.
Don't you dare eat Jack Links.
What if they do?
Fuck you. You know you know the deal.
Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us the 5-star review. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, so if you're not, click that button right now. I'm Chad Holloway, Ben Ludlow, Mike Holtz. We will be back on Saturday with a brand new episode. Until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.